What was your involvement with Mark? Now, Mark, in addition to working part-time in the hydroponic industry in his friend's shop, is something of an artist, right?
Yes, yeah.
You write scripts?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you do? Do you perform?
No, just scripts.
Glenn, tell me about what happened in China.
Well, we was in China and...
Well, let's just pause. It's rare to start a story like that, well, we was in China. When people say that most of the time, they're talking about buying crockery. What I want to know here is how come the two of you ended up in China with each other?
We were looking at a mutual business venture with another friend of ours.
Right, so that's the point. When I say you can't understand, he was somebody that you thought had some kind of commercial sense.
Correct.
Right, that's very important, because you don't say that in your claim, and I needed to understand why it was that you'd enter into any commercial contract with him where he had a financial obligation and you had some experience of, inverted commas, working alongside him in a commercial context, right?
Yes, Judge.
In fact, the two of you went to China to look at the possibility of starting a shop and buying stock. Is that right?
Yes, Judge.
Now, during the course of that trip, am I right that there was some moment where you saw Mark with his camera? What happened?
Well, we had a call when we got back from China, and the footage wasn't quite very good because there was no sound and there was parts with no picture. So...
And as I understand it, there was a part where there was no picture because?
The lens cap was left on the camera.
I didn't do all the filming.
Sadly, during the course of the filming, the cap was left on the camera. All terribly unfortunate. Now, Glenn, the point is, I'm getting at here, is there's Mark, in circumstances he presents to you, entering to a commercial arrangement to pay for a vehicle that you've got, which is £5,000, and you're prepared to sell it to him at a discount. At the time, he's somebody that you're not confident, as far as I can see, has a regular income. The only experience that you've had of him in any professional context in terms of his artistic work can only be described as, I don't mean this ungenerously, but totally incompetent. And in addition to that, it seems to me that you were prepared to enter into this arrangement nevertheless, correct?
Yes, Judge.
So it's very important, bearing in mind your underlying concerns about his capacity to make a living, you must have had a little noise in the back of your head going, ding dong, this is not a good idea.
Yes, Judge, but
so you've got it in writing?
No.
That was a whisper. Do you know why it was a whisper? Because it sort of works marvellously. Sort of like the yin to the yang. You would have learnt that in China. You say something soft, then when you say something louder, it really makes a big impression. Stupid! For more Judge Rinder cases, click here. And if you've got a legal issue yourself, get in touch with us by clicking over here.